guys, welcome to the channel once again. In this episode, we'll be looking at how to encrypt our emails containing sensitive information before we send them out. We will use a tool called Mailvelope to do this. So what is Mailvelope? Mailvelope is a free software for end-to-end encryption of email traffic inside a web browser that integrates itself into existing web application, including attached files, without the use of separate native email client, and it uses the open PGP standards. All right. Mailvelope is a web browser add-on that you can use in Chrome, Edge, and Firefox to securely encrypt your email with PGP, pretty good privacy, using webmail browsers. It is compatible with numerous webmail providers such as Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook. All right, so now let's look at how it works. So first off, we're going to navigate to this site here, mailvelope.com. So once you're on this site, you'll notice that we have a download button here that says download Mailvelope. So you're going to see that they have a couple of web browsers here. We have the Chrome, the Firefox, and then the Edge. All right. So whatever browser you're using, you're going to download the add-on for that particular browser. And then we can go ahead and configure the PGP software or the PGP tool on the browser that you're using. And that's going to help us to kind of set up our email with the PGP encryption. So let's see how that works. I'm currently using the Firefox browser. So I'm going to click on download, and then I'm going to add it to my Firefox. So I'm going to click on add to Firefox. Add, you click on add. All right, so right there, you see that this has been, and again, don't forget to check this little box here that says, allow this extension to run in private window, especially when you're using the Firefox browser, you're gonna see that. But if you're using the Chrome browser, you're not gonna see that notice. All right, so click on OK. Now we're gonna go back to that little icon that says Mailvelope right on top, upper right-hand corner. We're gonna click on that just to configure our PGP software or our PGP tool, Mailvelope, right? So we click on start, let's start. And then here, what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna click on what? Generate key. That's the first point. You have to generate your private and then public key pair in order for you to have your PGP encryption set up on your browser. Right now, we're gonna click on generate keys. And then you're gonna give your name. Try to use a name that you're not going to be ashamed of, because whenever you download or whenever you set up your private public keys like this, it's going to be stored on a server, and it's going to be a public information, especially with your public key. So others can use your public key to encrypt information for you, confidential information that you alone can decrypt. So they're going to be seeing your name that is associated with this public key. So try to use something that you're not going to be ashamed of. If someone should see that, or should someone see that kind of name. So here we're going to go with, let me just use here I'm going to use KamilSec. Okay. All right. And then the email will be okay. So you can choose a password. Try to use a strong password and the password that you can remember, because this is going to be the password for you to use whenever you're sending out your encrypted emails, or whenever you're receiving an encrypted email that requires to validate your public key, or your private key. You're going to use this password. So try to set up a strong but a password that you can easily remember. All right. So once you get your password set up, you can check this box here that says upload public key to Mailvelope key server. You can leave it checked, right? Because you want to be able to upload your public key onto the Mailvelope key server, so people can actually see your public key. They can use your public key to encrypt a message for you, and then you're going to be the only one to decrypt this message with your private key. All right, so this is very important to leave it checked. All right, so you can actually go to the advanced here, and then you can see whatever algorithm or whatever encryption algorithm is being used. So for instance, here we have the default as what, RSA. You can change if you want, but I recommend you leave it at the RSA, reverse Shamil and Alderman. This is the strong encryption algorithm, one of the strongest encryption algorithm we have out there. And then you can, leave the key, the highest key. So the higher the better, right? You don't want to change it to the lower key. If you want to set up your key to expire so you can change it again, that's up to you. You can set up an expiration date, but in this case, I don't want my password or my key to expire, so I'm not gonna choose a date. All right, click on what, generate. So now that we have our key pair generated, you can see we have two keys here. That symbolizes what? The private and the public key for this particular email address, right? So now we have to go in there and do some more config settings. So we're gonna go to options. You can either go to personalize now or options. So you click on the options, you're gonna go through all of these setups. So we have the general. So sign all outgoing messages. I want that as well, in addition to always add my default key to the list of recipients. So we're going to see how that works. And then we're going to click on save before we move to the next one. So the next one here is going to be authorized domain. So we have all of these domain listed. We have the Yahoo, the Gmail, the Outlook, and what have you. But if you have a different domain that is not currently listed, you can add the domain and set it up yourself, right? But for now, we want to maintain whatever is already listed here. So we're going to go to the security. All right, so in the security, it says remember password for this browser for 5 minutes. Is typically defaulted to 30 minutes, but we're going to use 5 minutes because I want to do set up two emails so we can see exactly how that works. Because if we set up the 30 minutes, what that means is if I log in with a password, the password is going to be kept in memory. So each time I receive a new email, as long as it's within the 30 minutes, I'm not going to be required to enter my password again, right? So we want to do it 5 minutes so we'll be prompted to enter the password and see how it works. So I'm going to change it from the defaulted 30 minutes to the 5 minutes. All right. So where are decrypted messages displayed? I want that on the what? In a separate Mailvelope pop-up, right? I don't want it to be on the email providers page. I want to have a separate pop-up, so I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to go to the security background. So at this point or at this page, you're going to be asked to select an icon that represents your page, your encryption setup. So you can see we have the Big Ben, we have the Eiffel Tower, we have the Statue of Liberty. So typically you see that is defaulted to Eiffel Tower, but we're going to choose the Statue of Liberty in our case here. But you can choose the Big Ben or whatever image you want to select here. All right, so the color, we're gonna choose the green and then we save. Email API simply is, well, this is gonna be an authorization process or permission for the Mailvelope to access the Gmail API. So that is already checked. If it is not checked, make sure you checked it out so you can access the Gmail API integration. And then the security logs. The security log shows user actions in all components of Mailvelope. So everything that you do will be captured in the security log. And then the key server, which is going to be the last one. So the key server is going to be the last one here. You can choose whatever server you want your key to be stored on. So when you pull this down, we have the key server Ubuntu, we have the pgp.mit.edu, and then we have the mailvelope.com. I'm going to go with the keys.mailvelope.com to be my key server, and then I'm going to hit on the save. So right after we've done with all this configuration, we're going to go back to key management. You click on key management, and now we're going to go here and we're going to synchronize. So we're going to click on this little icon here, and then we're going to click on synchronize. All right, so this is going to access to confirm our email. So we're going to go back into our email and confirm this. So you can see we have emails that will send, verify your email address. You click on that, and then you're going to click on this one here to decrypt. That is going to automatically verify your email address. All right, so we click on this. All right, and then it says show message. And now we're going to remember the password that you use to set up this PGP kit is the same password you're going to use to decrypt whatever message they send to you for confirmation. So try to remember your password. All right, it says please verify your email address by clicking on the link below. So we're going to do that. So you see it says email address successfully verified. Our setup has been completed successfully. So now we can go back to the key management and then we can see that everything has been refreshed. We have everything has been confirmed. So we know we're good to go. This has been set up. Now, because of the tutorial, I'm just going to set up another email. I'm going to set up another PGP on a different email account so we can send one, we can use one as a sender and one as a receiver, and we see exactly how we're going to use those two email addresses to prove that we can actually send secure and encrypted email. So we're going to go through the same process again. This time around, we're going to move a bit faster because we already went over it in the first step. So we're going to click on download Mailvelope. And because we're using Chrome, we're going to select the add to Chrome. And then we're going to go to add extension. All right. So this has been sent. Now let's go to the extension. And then we're going to go to the Mailvelope so we can configure everything that we need to set up just like we did before. Then let's start. All right, we're going to generate a key. And I'm going to use a different name here. All right. And then we're going to use the email address. Then we're going to set up our password. All right, and make sure this is checked up just like we did before. And again, the advanced, we have the RSA, we have the 4096 key. This is good. We click on generate key. All right, so we have this generated already. So we're going to go back to the options or personalize. So we go to options, and then we're going to go through the same exact settings that we went through. So we have encrypt, sign all outgoing messages. We save. We go to authorized domain. We don't have to change anything here. We go to security. Yeah, we keep it at 5 minutes for the sake of this tutorial. The background, security background, we're going to go with Big Ben here. And then we're going to select, let's go with purple. The Gmail integration is there. Let's see a background here. We went with purple. We went with Big Ben. So we save. Here 5 minutes. We have to save it. So we save. Okay. So this has been saved. The background has been saved. We went with Big Ben and then the purple. Security key server. Again, we're going to select the key.mailvelope.com and then we save. So we're done here. We're going to go back to our key management. Now we're going to click on this little arrow here, and then we're going to go to synchronize so we can receive our email to verify or to confirm our email address. So we click on synchronize, and then the email has been sent. So now we navigate to our email, and then we can actually see that this email has been sent. We click on it, and then we can show message, and then we use the password that we just set up. Okay, and then we click on OK. Then we click on show message. Click on the link to right. So we can see that the email address has been successfully verified. You see that right here? All right, so we know we're good. We can go back to our setup page, which will be here, and then we can refresh here, and then we can see that everything has been set up properly for us. All right. All right, so now we're going to use a test email to see how the whole encryption works, how we send an email, and how we encrypt and decrypt this email. All right, so now that we've finished with our configuration with the settings, we're gonna start to send up and we're gonna send an email, and then we see exactly how we go through this process. Try to send a test email and see exactly how this works. So we're gonna click on this write secure email, and this pop-up will show up, and this is what we're gonna see, right? We're gonna see that. But then again, remember when we set up the Gmail API, we're gonna have to authorize the Mailvelope to have access to the Gmail API. So you click on sign in with Gmail. So you're going to sign in. Then you're going to click on allow. So now we've authorized Gmail, we've authorized Mailvelope to have access to the Gmail API, and this is what you're going to see. So once you click on this, you're going to see this page, and then after you authorize it, you're going to see this page. So this is where you're actually going to start writing your encrypted emails. All right. All right. So our recipient is going to be dataconf. All right. So you notice that it was red in the beginning, and all of a sudden it changed to green. So if it is red, it means that the client or the webmail or the secure mail portal did not locate the private or did not locate the public key. It's always important for your recipient to go through this process to have the email set up with the mail envelope, to have the PGP encryption set up in order for them to receive an encrypted or a secure email from you. All right. So now that we have this green indicating and then the check mark indicating that we have a key identifier for this email, then we know we can send a private communication to this email. All right. So this is going to be, we're going to give it any subject you want. Okay. And then we're gonna paste in, we're gonna put in any email that we compose. So good day DCS, this is highly confidential test email for Mailvelope tutorial. All right. And again, you can add what do you call it? You can add some files to this email, and then the files will also be encrypted. But notice that whatever you have in the subject line is not going to be encrypted. That can be read. So be careful that you're not going to use any sensitive information in the subject line, because that is not going to be encrypted. That's going to be outside the encryption so that people can see, or your recipient can see, what is the subject of this email, right? So be careful you don't put any sensitive information in the subject line, because that is not going to be encrypted. All right, so let's just choose one file. All right. So now instead of, you can do sign only. So the sign only is just saying that you just want to authenticate that you're the one sending the email. But because we want to use the encryption as well, we're not going to just do the sign only. We're going to use submit. And then the submit will sign and encrypt as well. So we click on submit, and then you put in your password that you set up. So remember, we changed it from 30 to 5 minutes. That is exactly why I changed it, because I want you to see exactly how it works. If we had kept it at 30, because we have entered the password before, we're still going to be within the 30 minutes limit, so we're not going to be prompted again to enter the password. All right. All right, it says the email was sent successfully. So now that we've sent an encrypted and secure email, let's toggle back to our recipient email address and see if we got this email. So you see, we got the email here that says this is the test email. This is not going to be encrypted. Again, your subject line is not going to be encrypted. It's only the message body that's going to be encrypted. So when I click on this, you see, I'm not going to make sense of anything that is here. Everything is just going to be gibberish, right? So you're not going to be able to make sense out of this email. In order for you to make sense out of this email, you have to enter the private key. You have to enter your private key to decrypt this message. All right, so you're going to click on show message, and then it says confirm your key, the confirm key, and that's going to ask us for our password for our private key, right? So remember, you should always remember your password, or else you're not going to be able to use your private key. Right, and now we can read our email. See, now the encrypted email has been decrypted. So now we can actually read our email, right? And then whatever attachment we have, we can view the attachment. All right, so before I conclude this video, I would like to go over how you set up this tool on Yahoo Webmail as well. All right, so here I have my Chrome browser open, and this extension has already been installed on this browser. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to the extension icon. I'll click on that extension icon. I go down to Mailvelope. I click on Mailvelope. Now I'm going to click on the settings icon right here. And then I'm going to click on key management, and I'm going to go to generate key. So I'm going to click on that and then put in my name. So I have I'm going to put in the email address that I have that is associated with this name. All right, and I'm going to choose a password. All right, and I'm going to click on generate. All right, so now we just generated the key. Let's see, this is not a valid one here. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to go down to where it says the option, and I'm going to go through all the setup just like we did. So I have all this, make sure everything is right. Have this set up, maybe choose this, change the icon as well. The disk is already there. Key server is going to be uploaded to mailvelope.com. All right, so I'm going to save this. All right, now move down to the key management. So now I'm going to go click on this side here. I'm going to click on this little arrow, synchronize my key to the server. Now I'm going to have an email sent to my email for verification. See that? I have my Mailvelope key server email sent. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to, you know, confirm or verify my email by clicking on the show message. And I'm going to use the password that I use and click on OK. All right, so now asking me to verify by. All right, so now you can see that my email address has been successfully verified. All right, so now we go back to the key management, and then you can refresh this, and then you can see that everything has been set up completely. So now we have a setup key for Yahoo Mail as well. So let's say we're going to send an email using our Yahoo Mail account. You're going to go to Yahoo, you're going to click on Compose. So right there, you see the icon will be on the right hand side that says write a secure email. So if you want to send a regular email, you can go ahead and type it down here. But if you want to send a secure encrypted email, you might want to just click on this one here, and then you can go ahead and send your secure email. All right. So now let's look at how you look up a public key for an email address. If you have an email address and then you're not sure if the person has a public key or not, you can use this site here that says keys.mailvelope.com to look up the public key of any email address. If the person has a public key available, you can import that into your local key ring, and you can use that to encrypt an email or a message to that person. So how do you do that? Say secure and easy. The Mailvelope Open PGP public key server is the first of its kind. It allows automatic public key lookup to make email privacy just as painless as modern messages. All right, so we're going to click on try it now. So now let's see how we're going to do that. So if you have the email address, you can type in the email address here, or if you have the key ID, if you do have the key ID, you can also write the key ID to see or to find out the public key. So for instance, if I want to look at this, say I want to look at this email address and see if this email address has a public key associated with it, I'm going to click on that email address, or whatever email address you want to look up, you can type it in there and then you click on search. So right there, you see it has the public key for that email address. It means that the person has a public address set up. So what you're going to do is that you're going to click on import key. And now you see the key is being imported. You can import this key into your local ring. It says after confirmation, these keys are transferred to your local key ring. It means it's going to be on your local browser key ring. So anytime you're about to send the person an email, the key is going to be automatically imported into the portal to encrypt your email. But I don't want to do that for now because I already have it in there. So that is just to show you if you have any email address and then you want to verify that the email address has the public key associated with it, you can go to that site and search into the web server, the key server, to see if there is a public key. All right. So let's go over some of our the security aspect of things before we conclude this video. So you go down here to the main site of mailvelope.com. You see they have all this security, and then the good thing is that this Mailvelope is what open source, right? So we value transparency. Mailvelope is a result of an open development process that can be observed at any time. In addition, security is evaluated by regular security audit, right? So the source code published under a free license is available on GitHub. So if you're a security person and then you kind of you just want to verify the source code and make sure that nothing is being maliciously taken away from your browser, you can go into their GitHub and then verify the source code as well. But then again, you see all these email, webmail, service, Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, Dmail, and so forth and so forth. They have already verified this, and then they've allowed it to be on their platform. You can be rest assured that there is no malicious code in their source code, right? All right, and also you have all these big media houses also singing praises to this PGP Mailvelope application or tool. All right, you can go down to the frequently asked question as well. So now you can go down to security and see all the questions that they have. But the main thing here that I want to point out to you guys is because the private key and the password is being stored locally on your browser, the security of your private key and your password depend on your browser security. So you have to make sure your browsers are up to date, they are not outdated. You have all the patches, all the updates, and then make sure your browsers are up to date. If you want to know how to do that, I have a video and I'm going to put the link below in the show or the video notes below this video. So you can click on that video and see how to update your browser to make sure you have all the right security patches and update to your browser. All right. So this will do it for this video, and I hope this video was very helpful. And if it is, please hit the like button so the YouTube algorithm can expose this video to a lot of people. And also, if you're not yet a member of the community, you can hit the subscribe button to be part of this community. Thanks so much, and then I'll see you next time. Peace out.